Hello again from my front porch, doing another one of these web-based conversations today because I want to have a chance to visit, and all of us have a chance to chat with my daughter Ashley and her husband Josh, who live down in Florida. Now, even though they live on the Gulf side of Florida, that doesn't mean they're immune from Hurricane Irma, who is bearing down on Florida right now. In fact, one of the potential paths of the hurricane takes it right up to them and I believe on into Georgia and some other places. So this could be a really, really bad storm. In fact, they're already saying this particular hurricane is so powerful that it's actually setting off earthquake seismometers because of the power of the storm itself. And so that's pretty significant stuff. And so not surprisingly, Ashley and Josh, being smart as they are, have decided it is time to get out of Dodge. So I thought it would be really interesting for us to actually, instead of just reading about everything you see online and different people saying stuff, I thought it would be interesting for us to just let Josh and Ashley tell us about what they're actually experiencing firsthand as they're going through all this. So Ashley, Josh, it's great seeing you. Sorry it's under the circumstances it is, but still, it's great seeing you. Now, go ahead and tell us what's going on down in Florida.
Well, hello. It is us, Ashley, Josh, and Shelby. She's very anxious to be in the video and to be out, so we will let her go now. All right. From what we know, they are saying that even if the hurricane doesn't come on our side of the state, that starting from the bottom of Florida through over halfway is going to be in like the red worst zone. Doesn't matter how far inland you go, there will probably be some chaos happening. In addition to the actual physical hurricane, we have the Keys that have been evacuated, and the mayor of Miami has urged people to evacuate. So we have a lot of people from southern Florida coming up this way too. So we're planning on leaving tomorrow night unless something changes, to try to not get stuck in some sort of gridlock or anything. They've lifted all tolls. So there's nothing going on there. The school that I work for is actually going to be closed on Friday as a county regulation based on what they're saying about the storm so far. The schools in the area are going to have to be used as shelters. So the school I work for is going to be closed at least that day. Storm is supposed to hit sometime on Sunday.
Sunday night, yeah.
Sunday night. Stores are out of water. They are very low on bread when I checked yesterday. I got some dollar store candles. We have our flashlight, and we're working on our evac kits for ourselves, and the dogs are going to be coming with us. It's going to be Josh and I, our two dogs, Shelby and Onyx, and his parents, Charlene and Rick, and his grandma Lucy. So we're going to take a couple of vehicles that are higher up off the ground, and our plan then is to go to Springfield, Missouri, where his brother lives. Oh, and also there's a lot of gas stations that are out of gas. Like there are lit up signs that would show the prices are blacked out. They've got bags over the pumps. Like, not only is there a decent amount of price gouging with things like gas and water happening right now. Gas is the lowest we've seen is
$2.60. It's $2.69 everywhere.
$2.69. I saw $2.79 one place. But trying to buy just like a case of water, people are charging $20, $25. There's even been reports of people selling them for $100.
Jeez.
We were not able to secure any. So it's part of why we
basically once the hysteria hit on Tuesday, everything was gone within 6 hours.
I was planning to do normal grocery shopping on Tuesday after work. When I went to grab that stuff and just some little supplies, I went to multiple stores and witnessed people like starting to argue and fight with management at a Walmart over trying to get more water. They were trying to limit it to like one per family or something like that, one case. And people were not happy about that.
Yeah. You know, it is kind of unfortunate in those situations. And I saw a video the other day that was actually from Houston, where, you know, they're now the aftermath of the hurricane hitting there. But it was a police officer who had obviously he was snapping at someone who was actually there trying to help. He's short-tempered with him. But then in the course of the video, you heard the officer actually say that, you know, he apologized, and he noted that he was under stress because his house is flooded too, and he's not sure, you know, what's going on with all of his belongings and all of these things. And a lot of people don't realize that people that work at those stores where they're clamoring to do stuff, those people probably would rather be home getting themselves ready too, but they're helping.
Absolutely. So we've got, you know, we're getting together all of our essentials, and, you know, since we're taking 2 vehicles, we have a little bit of space to take things that are sentimental, that aren't necessarily necessities, like our Unity sand and things like that, important documents and such. But as long as I think we're all together and we're all safe, then we're going to be happy.
It's got to be tough, though, and in a very practical sense, it's got to be tough to now be looking at, I know you guys don't have a lot, but to be surveying over your belongings, be going, what are the key things? If I'm only limited to this many, what are those things? It's got to be a little bit of a tough choice to make.
Yeah, so I think the plan is anything that's able to be lifted anyway, we'll get it as high as we can. So we've got some things in a storage closet. I think we're just going to put them on our bed or on the kitchen counter, just to try to get things off the ground, just in case. I think they're more worried about flooding and things like that in this area. But
so you're on the ground floor. Where I notice I didn't say where you are because the dad in me kicks in, being protective of my kids.
I don't want to be booted, please.
Yeah. We don't want anybody to know where you're at, so that this is online and people are like, oh, well, there's a place that we know is empty. We
just recently moved to a different city, so we're not even telling people that then.
Yep. So so it's good keeping that. But just to clarify, you're actually on the ground floor where you're at. You're on ground level. So if there's flooding in your area, you would be at risk for that.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Yes.
Sorry, that was a yes/no question. I shouldn't just ask that. It's got to be more open-ended.
Sorry.
Well, the reason that we chose that was, obviously we weren't thinking about hurricanes when we decided to choose the ground floor. We have the dogs, and so it was just kind of convenient to let them in and out. They go to the bathroom 3-4 times a day, and so.
Well, and Onyx is very healthy, but she's 8. She's getting older, and sometimes when she's not feeling so great, the stairs are kind of rough on her. So we didn't want her to have to do a lot of stairs to get to another floor in an apartment.
Oh, so considerate.
Well, she's our girl, so you know.
One of the fur babies. Right. Well, I know you both want to wrap up your stuff, and you want it, so I'm not going to take a lot of your time. But I did think, as I said, that this was interesting to get your perspective, and for those who obviously are concerned about you guys, knowing that you're down in Florida, this gives them an opportunity to see they really are okay, and there really is a plan.
Yay!
So what do you? I realize that there's a huge wild card of, number one, you don't even know the hurricane's going to hit your area. Number two, you don't know what the residual stuff would potentially still be at your area, and for how long that would last. But have you and Josh's parents and grandma talked about any time frame that you're optimistically hoping that this would extend?
Well, if it hits in the area, it's supposed to do it on Sunday. So, if we could be coming back Monday, that would be ideal, for work and things like that. I don't know that we're going to, yes, it's necessary to evacuate, and businesses and companies are understanding of that, but they're not paying their employees and things like that.
So you won't lose your job for being gone, but you're not going to get paid while you're gone either.
Right.
Yeah. So, and you kind of need money when you're evacuating. So.
Funny how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of upset with my place of employment because they're still making us work throughout the week. Luckily, I'd already taken Friday off, so it just kind of coincided with the fact that we're leaving. But they weren't giving anyone the leeway to leave if they wanted to.
Really?
The possibility of it.
They
And so they haven't even
encouraged
given
it
us
at
an
our
idea of whether they're calling off Monday or not at this point.
Wow.
I think is a bit ridiculous considering, the size of the storm and the fact that it's one of the biggest storms in the last 100 years.
Yeah.
There's been
Yes.
considering their employees. So it was kind of upsetting to me today.
Well, and now what you do, you work, well, I don't, explain what you do, because I was about to explain, I thought I'm going to mess it up. I'm probably going to oversimplify it or get it wrong. So it's with eyes, but explain what you do.
Yeah, so I work with a lot of geriatric patients. I work for an ophthalmologist, and we have about 3 or 4 different doctors in the office at the time. And I kind of just get the patients ready to see the doctor. I run different tests for the doctor. I take a lot of notes, take their paperwork, get it all set up into the computer so that they're ready to see the doctor. And one of the things that we talked about today is a lot of those patients, they're taking off. They're like getting out of here. They're not going to be coming in to see the eye doctor when there's a hurricane happening. So the fact that they're not even like talking about that we could close on Friday or let people leave if they wanted to for safety or for what they want to decide to do. Again, just to me is kind of ridiculous because more than likely there's not going to be anyone showing up to the office anyways to get the eye doctor. But then to make us come in and to not be an option if we want to leave and just take off. I think it's wrong.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Do you know, have they already started to experience cancellations?
I don't think so, not that I know of at this point. I know a lot of the patients that we talked to just even on Tuesday were starting to kind of get a little sketched out about everything, and they were kind of getting concerned. So I know after them seeing everything in Houston and seeing kind of some of the older patients getting stuck there in the nursing homes and stuff, I know that they're not going to want to be those people. So with it being fresh and on their mind, I'm sure a lot of them, if they can, are getting out of here as soon as possible.
Yeah. Well, it's also entirely possible that if they are getting ready to leave town, one of the last things on their mind is, oh yeah, I have an appointment.
Exactly.
They may not even be thinking about it at all.
Yeah.
They're urging people if they're on prescriptions or insulin or things like that to stock up now because you're not sure when you're going to be able to get those things again.
Good point.
And I've heard even today from students that were being picked up, like that their kids would not be at school tomorrow. I've got students that their families are already evacuating. They were leaving tonight. So.
Wow. Well, it's scary stuff, but again, I'm glad you have a plan in mind. I'm glad that Rick and Charlene have arranged a couple of nice high-profile vehicles for you as well, and that you're going to be able to get out before whatever hits. And obviously, we're hoping and praying that in your area, at least, that whatever impact is minimal. I know last time there was a hurricane that hit over on the Atlantic side. And on your side, you didn't actually really have any physical impact, although Ashley complained that people still cleaned out the store. But this time it sounds maybe like it's a little more legitimate.
Yeah, it kind of seems that way at least.
Well, and even if there isn't hurricane hit type of, homes are destroyed over here, the chances of flooding and electricity going out is pretty high.
Yeah.
That's the big concern that people are worried about, especially, families and things like that, because then how do you make food? How do you, if there's no water, things like that, that starts to cause difficulties, especially, because of, we'll be traveling with his grandma and with our dogs and things like that. And they're not exactly aquatic animals. So we need to keep them off the ground.
Yeah, those are all good reasons. All good reasons to be relocating somewhere else. But so as much as it would be fantastic to have you back in this neighborhood and just 6 hours away, in this particular instance, I'm really hoping that you folks find that you don't need to come all this way. That you're able to return back home as quickly as possible. That'd be for the best.
Yeah. We hope so. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Yep. Ashley, you look like you were going to say something.
Oh, I was just gonna say he's just upset that a new video game he really wanted to play just got released, and now we might be evacuating and he won't be able to play it. The timing is not optimal for him. He's
That was the reason I took Friday off, actually. Played it.
Stupid hurricane.
I know. The timing, he's very torn between this is a bad time and I am so angry.
So did you actually get the game?
I did.
Yeah,
I picked it up
he
today.
picked it up today. He had pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
So he played it for a few hours earlier, and now we get to work on evacuating things.
Well, does your brother have the same game system? Maybe you can take it along.
I'm going to bring it with me.
All right.
Game system with him.
So in the list of high priority items.
Yeah. Our Unity stand, our dogs, and the video game system. Yep.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you guys get back at it so you can get stuff wrapped up, because I know it's even an hour later there too. So I don't want you to be staying up all night. So, but have enjoyed visiting with you and hearing about things, and obviously I'm sure you'll keep me, not Facebook here and stuff, but you'll keep me posted to status as things progress. But I'm sure everybody that's watching this will be chiming in to send well wishes and prayers for all of you and Josh and the fur babies and Rick and Charlene and Grandma. And so all of those, that all of you will have safe traveling mercies, that your house will be protected as well, your home there, and that the impact on your lives will be as minimal as possible.
Yes, thank you very much. That would be very appreciated.
Yeah.
All right. Well, love you both very, very much. And again, like I said, it's wonderful to see. You're coming up on your 1 year anniversary. I know you're coming up on your 1 year anniversary because I'm coming up on the 1 year anniversary of these shows. And so I know it's coming right up. So this is an interesting way for you to swinging into that 1 year anniversary. But at least you're together.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's the goal. That's what we're getting out. We'd like to keep it that way.
All right. Well, again, love you guys both. Thank you very much for chatting with me. And Ashley, I'll let you get the final word. I'll let you do the I'll see you next time from my front porch.
Oh, love you, Dad. And we'll see you next time from the front porch. The end.